another episode of Canola Goes Hunting. Today I looked through my fridge and discovered that I had some egg yolks left over from last night, as well as some puff pastry. So I thought I would make a quick and easy custard tart dessert that you could serve up to family and friends any day of the week. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is we want to turn on our oven to 180. Now, depending on how strong your oven is, you might want to turn it down to about 60. With that going, the next thing that you want to do is have two thawed out puff sheets. Now, one of them is cut in half, that was left over from my sausage rolls last week. The other one I'm going to slice in half as well. And we're going to just sprinkle a little bit of caster sugar . This is going to give your puff pastry a nice sweet taste. Perfect for desserts. I want you to lift up the second puff pastry sheet and place it on top of the first one that's got the caster sugar on it. Do the same with the other one as well. Then I want you to slowly roll the puff pastry, the two layers together. There we go, so there's one. We'll get rid of the paper. And I'll put this onto my chopping board so I can show you what I'm going to do. And with your two rolls, you want to cut them into 12 pieces each. So the best way of doing that is to chop it in half. So if we chop this one in half again, and in half again, and then we can thin these out into 3 each. So what you'll notice is if you pull one of them out, that you've got this beautiful little roll of puff pastry. Now we're going to squash these up, and this is going to make our puff pastry bases for our custard tarts. We'll have our little round. We're going to roll it a little bit this way and roll it a little bit that way, so that with a round that's about slightly bigger than a muffin tart tin base. That the actual pastry starts to get a little bit sticky to your chopping board, you might want to put a little bit of plain flour on the chopping board so it stops it from sticking. You want to roll this out nice and thin. You can do the same with the roller on the rolling pin is sticking as well. Now before we go any further, we need to spray some canola oil into our muffin patty tins. Give them a good coating, even though they're non-stick. This will stop the actual pastry from sticking and make it much easier for us to get these out. Place them gently into the tin. Now you want them kind of rough looking, okay? They're not nice neat little rounds, they're just rough. And we'll do this with each one of these little circles. Once all your cases are finished, we're going to place these into the fridge while we make our custard filling. Have a saucepan on your stove, turn it on, just onto low, and into that you're going to place 4 tablespoons of cornflour, 4 tablespoons of a custard powder. You're going to put 4 cups of milk, that a quick stir just to make sure that it doesn't get lumpy and sticks to the bottom while the heat's on. And then of course, our 8 egg yolks that were left over. Make sure that they're nicely broken up. Turn it onto a medium heat. Once you start to see it get quite thick, turn the heat down. If you've added the 1.5 cups of caster sugar, you want to stir until it has dissolved into your custard. Just check it. Beautiful. And add some vanilla paste. Just a squirt will do. And give that a good stir. Filling is done. Bring it from the stovetop. Let it cool down just slightly so that you can use it. At this point, if you think it's too sweet, add about half a squeeze of a lemon and you'll be able to get a bit of tartiness out of the custard instead of a sweetness. I actually don't mind it the way it is. Nice tall glass and a disposable piping bag. We're going to put this over the top. That's why you don't want the custard to be too hot, see? Now you don't need to use a piping nozzle. I do. That's only because I've got loads of them lying around the house. Leave the cavity open. And you can just pour some of that custard down into the cavity. Now if you want to, you can use a spoon to do this trick. It's up to you. I prefer the piping bag only because I find that it's easier. Pick up our piping bag and just holding the tip upright, I'm going to give the tip a quick cut, and that way it's going to be much easier for me to pour my custard into my shells. As soon as they're all full, clean up any bits and pieces that might have dropped onto the top of the trays and then place them into your oven for about 20 minutes. Once your custard tarts come out of the oven, you very gently prise them out of their muffin tray and place them onto a cooling rack. This will make sure that the beautiful puff pastry base stays nice and crispy. So let's plate up our easy custard tarts. They've been sitting here for a little bit, so they're nice and cool. And if you just put some on a plate, everybody can help themselves. I'm going to chop a couple of strawberries and we'll decorate it very pretty. It's always nice to have pretty. Voila, easy custard tarts. So follow Antonella Goes Hunt. Follow my vlog, follow my blog. On the blog you'll see the recipes that you can print out. And I hope to see you soon. See ya, happy hunting.